We could do this, what I want to recap with your help now is what happened in these 2 days when referring to the speakers or the performances, because you know some of some of the talks, you were there, but you have this, like a different perspective on what, how the things actually happened from your perspective and from a perspective of somebody staying in the backstage, making the transition. And I would go from the first to the last.
Okay, there's a lot of...
And there's 20 or so moments.
Last year for me, the whole experience on stage was fantastic, but what I didn't expect was the whole interaction with the other speakers last year was so rich and powerful. That was at least as important, if not more important, than the part on stage with the public, because the interaction with the people off stage, being able to talk with the other experts, the people who have these just brilliant minds from all over the world, and these people come together here, and you've got like so much brain power in one place, and you can talk to them about any subject, and you do, because you're 2 days together, right? And it's so rich and so inspiring. That just blew me away. And so this year when I got here, I really took it as a point of honor to talk with every single one of them and really get to know them a little bit better. Because I knew I would stay most of the time down there and I wouldn't have that opportunity. So really tried to pick them out one by one and get to know them differently because they're all... I don't know how you guys at TEDx pick them out, because they're gold nuggets and they come from all over the world. It's impressive.
I was also impressed to see such a lineup that I'm having the chance to speak more with.
It's ridiculous,
We'll do this like a very, very short chat.
Okay.
Because it's not about diving into their theme or their topic or their presentation, but let's use the same exercise, and if we can, and we can do it together, we will choose something that's the most relevant out of their presence on TEDx.
Okay.
So I will say, as I will go from Anastina to Alex Dima and the Taraf de Caliu that just finished their performance on stage, and let's see if we come up with something like very, very fast, reaction.
Not only with the name, can you just also quickly say the the field of expertise, because there are so many names and there are several Alex in there, and I will do
just that. I will do just that, exactly. So we had Anastina Hinsa. She was talking about performance and how the full circle helps you to have a better life and then have performance. Is there something to add on this about Anastina and her performance from your side? I mean,
yes, she and her father knew 30 years ago what brain science is discovering the last couple of years, last 10 years. It's experimental. You can go through their experience. They were straight there where it should be. And what we scientifically know now, they intuitively knew 30 years ago. So, yeah.
Like pioneering.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Let's find those like tag words for all of them. Alex Coteț, in the filmmaking, in directing.
Yes.
What's the trigger word for him?
It's funny as hell. He's funny, but it's not just fun, because he goes beyond fun and has this almost sarcastic look about, look what I'm doing, and it's intriguing fun.
Packed with content.
Yeah. It's just it's not a facade. He goes way deeper than you would expect. It's more than meets the eye.
Exactly. We had Cătălin Ciupală, professor maths.
And mathematics. Yeah. That was in Romania, and that was frustrating for me. However, what I spoke with him backstage, etc., is what just blew my mind with him is that he would. There's so much more to maths than meets the eye again, and he would literally. He said, "I go beyond the equation." Is there anything beyond the equation? I had no idea. So he shifted my paradigm and understanding of mathematics. Paradigm shift.
Okay. It's getting, like I'm
warmed up.
Even more warmed up. We had Jeffrey Eggers.
Jeff,
he
yes,
talked
yes.
very humble about the things that
Leadership.
he's doing,
Yes.
and it blew my mind. It just blew my mind. Is there something to add to Jeffrey as a words trigger or reaction from your side?
You have to know, this guy worked with Obama. This guy worked
Yeah.
with Bush.
Yeah,
This guy, I mean, how much higher can you go, right? And then he comes here on stage and he could be such an asshole and he would get away with it because he's been on the top of the world, basically. And no, he talks about humility and flipping the concept of leadership. It's surprising to see how he questions obvious things.
Okay.
Things like leadership, he starts to question them. He was talking a lot about that image in his talk, the painting. It was something obvious. Everybody knows it in the States, and he questions it and he realized that there's more again behind it. So yeah, questioning.
Yeah.
No, but questioning evidence stuff or questioning what we
The
take for
obvious.
granted. Exactly, questioning the obvious.
Okay. Then we had Sofia Scarlat, which is doing a lot of work in this movement of empowering girls.
Sofia, the young girl.
Yeah, the young girl.
Man.
Probably the youngest in
Jesus.
in the room,
Sofia
not just
blew
in.
me away. Oh my God. She has an understanding of this whole concept of gender equality that goes way beyond what 95% of people, adults, would understand. I mean, she goes into, it's a very simple problem, but it's with a very nuanced and complex answer. And she goes into that complexity with such a maturity that from a 16-year-old just blew my mind. It's amazing the potential that this girl has. Oh my God, she can run for president later. I don't know. She's amazing.
I won't be.
So tag word is it could be something with maturity or a nuance maturity. There you go.
She has it now.
Yeah.
Then we had Florica Zaharia, which originally a Romanian
Textile.
woman. Yeah, that deals with the textile and had a lot of experience when working at the Met, and now she's getting back, and she got back in Romania as doing the same thing for here, which and I told her as well that history is lucky because she decided to do this.
Yeah, no, she is, I had no idea, she opened my eyes, I had no idea you could have so much emotion combined with textile, you know, and she's so right. I mean, it's more than just tissue and colors. It's the combination. It's about tradition. It's about strong emotion. The story about the woman in the red skirt was so touching, so genuine.
She made the connection for us.
Yeah. So authenticity for her.
Authenticity.
Yes.
Okay. Then we had the chance to listen to Alexandru Bocunescu, that's proposing us a world where our face is
the face
a
reading
language
guy.
that we understand.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, face reading. What can I say about Alexandru?
We can wink.
Alexandru.
For him, we have a.
We have no secrets for him apparently. So we're an open book.
We should be feeling good about what happened with his moment here.
No, so we're an open book. Alexandru was what I really liked about him. His approach was really how we don't think about that. But how our face changes over our lifespan, and finally ends up communicating our life experience. So it's body language without body movement. Well, there is a lot of movement, but he's a body language expert, but it's in his own way. But I love the fact that our emotions, the more you use that face of yours, the more it will leave traces of that. So
you could see it on your face.
yeah, I love that concept. I don't know what words we could put on that, but it's it was very interesting to see that your muscles develop more when you use more or less some certain parts of your face. So
you look like who you are. You look like who you are. that's definitely coming out from him. So but we don't need just a word, but
but he gave us like a manual about that, about he gave us the manual for facial expression, something like
guide.
that.
All right. Then we had Dex. Guy. Then we had Dex that also he spoke with such great of a humbleness and you can see it on so that's
the interesting thing
the
about
effect that
the interesting thing about Dex is that he shared his words with some of the most powerful people in the world, and yet so he basically has to get into their brain to understand what they want to say, and then he puts words to that. So he's like a brain whisperer. No, he would be like, like you have the horse whisperer, etc. He would be like the leader whisperer, something like that, because he gets them. He gets them, and then he gives them words. He gives them words. A voice. I don't know. It's He gives words. Yeah,
that's it.
Like that.
That's it for him.
Yeah.
Let's quickly move to Antonia Bonello. That showed us that passion is something to pursue, and staying true to yourself definitely leads up to good effects happening from the environment towards you, and people will definitely see what you're good at, and they will use that side of yours, and they will definitely find a spot for you in whatever organization and so on. I think, or this is something that I got out of it.
Okay, you're gonna kill.
A GIF, or what did she send?
She's gonna kill me. Antonia, let me just.
Yeah.
BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't you say BuzzFeed?
BuzzFeed.
Of course, Antonia. Oh my God, no, BuzzFeed. Oh, she's awesome. Oh my God, how could I not? Okay, Antonia is awesome. She's a storyteller before anything else, and at BuzzFeed she's done a great job at of course telling stories. But she's a big shot. She's like 30s under 30. I mean, the awards that she has gotten and everything is so impressive. And then you talk to her, and she's like the girl next door. But the brilliant girl next door we all wish we had, because she's
like
just
camouflaged.
Yes. She's like over the top, but low profile.
Okay.
No, I love her. So natural. So Antonia.
You could all give them a hug. That's definitely it's exactly
I've been
the
giving
people.
hugs all weekend. Man.
Yeah. Okay. Then we had Alex Gavan.
Yes, the mountain climber.
He's seeing the world from on top, but he's also sharing how these experiences, as he has, are still something that we can all do, not just climbing mountains, but actually, like overcoming challenges.
With Alex, what was very interesting is that this guy is well known in Romania, as I understand, right? And he goes to the top of the world and uses those stages to spread messages that are important to him and important to the world, or should be, and that we don't pay enough attention to. Now, the interesting thing is, this guy is famous, he's well known, and what touched me with him is that the guy is... he's torn between his fame and his authenticity, because it's sometimes you have to put up a mask and you have to you have to do things that just in order to be seen and to be heard. But it's not about the fame for him. It's about the message behind it, you know?
How far can he send the message?
So he's the messenger.
William, or pizza.
Yeah. Will, good old Will. No, the thing is, I really connected with him because he's about all the brain and artificial intelligence and the human, the brain-machine interface. So we geeked out so much. I said it on stage, but it's true. We ended up talking for so long about all these things, the brain-related stuff. So for me, it was. It's not for everybody. For me, it was like meeting a soulmate somehow. Okay. You know, because we have the same interest and same passion about the brain. So there was
instant connection.
Like passion in science, something like that.
Okay. Great to have that also on the list. It's definitely a list that we'll share it with and for all of them. We had a couple of others as Ana Maria Lucaciu, which at least for me, but I'm sure that this was felt all around the audience. I felt like either starting crying or doing something very, very emotional when I saw her dancing, and then the music, and then a combination of both, and she was talking about this in such way. It definitely shook my grounds.
I was sitting here, I watched her, I had no idea she was up or what she would be doing. She was talking in the beginning of her talk, so I sat down and I watched her. I had to talk to her to prepare. Yeah. And then the music came up and she started dancing, and what happened like once before in my life. Once I went, my wife is a lot into music and dance, etc. So we often go, or from time to time we go to ballet and other stuff. And once before, like 20 years ago, I went to something that really touched me emotionally, on an emotional level, just dance. There was no words, nothing, just dance. And I ended up crying. And yesterday, when I saw her, I had it again. It was overwhelming. It was just overwhelming, those overwhelming emotions. I started writing down what I felt. And the thing is, for me, her performance was emotion in motion, and just overwhelming.
I've experienced. Now I see, or now I do know that most of the people out there had this experience, and this is amazing. Yeah, 1,000 people to have this words. As a gift.
No images, just movements, as a gift. And somehow wow.
And then we had Christophe Debar, which also gave us an exercise of being humble and getting into the positive side of things. And
he was the prosthetic guy, right? It's. I had at the end when people applauded and I called him back on stage and I had chills all over my spine, all over my body. I was just this guy actually told me off stage. I'm not sure he said it in his talk, but off stage he told me, like, losing my leg at 13 years old was one of the best things that could have happened to me.
Yeah, did this shift?
Okay. And then you go like, yeah, okay, you're saying that because it sounds good in your story maybe or something. And then you listen to his whole story and you realize that he really metamorphosed, he transcended, he really went to a whole new level thanks to that. He turned really something that literally handicaps people normally, and his handicap became his strength.
Yeah, I love the way he put that also. Yeah, making strengths out of your weaknesses or your problems.
He made a freaking awesome prosthetic leg, and he said, like, I saw the fear in the eyes of the children, and then I turned my leg into something so cool. They actually came, instead of running away and being afraid, they would come to me and wanted to touch it and everything. What?
I saw strength in him, exactly. Yes. And then we had Tiana, that she had so many shifts.
Femininity,
and,
yes.
Yeah, and going back to her story,
Yes.
you could tell that she has a lot of stories to tell,
Yes.
and she's the best one to tell them, some of them.
We had some amazing, strong women on stage this year. But she goes beyond that, right? It's for her. She was talking about Athena and mythology, and so it's becoming also almost like Jungian. How do you say that? From Carl Jung, you know, because you go into these archetypes, these psychological archetypes, and she embraces that, and she goes beyond that. She was, we need more women like her. We need more women like her because our daughters need examples just like she gave. And not only, it's not only being strong, because what she said is, it's not about being a woman and trying to act like a man and thus reaching success. She said, no, you're a woman and you embrace it. And you do it the female way, the feminine way. Embrace that femininity. The female way. The feminine way. I don't know.
She showed us definitely this balance between
it's not only
it.
feminine, it's masculine as well. It's balance.
And then there's just a couple of others like Jorge, and how he sees technology, and how he showed us the fact that technology could be that thing that we are using to better understand the environment in such way, even through sounds, which I haven't had even the slightest thought before his talk.
No, he's so cool. I really admire him.
And he's very modest also, every one of them.
I really love this guy. We talked a lot before, and he showed me one of his creations. What he didn't talk about was actually he worked at Bosse, and he developed these glasses, the sunglasses, cool, whatever. But then the sunglass has this audio thing where you can listen to music and you're the only one hearing it. So it is so freaking cool. And he gave me his and like listen, etc. And what do you think of it? I'm like, this is awesome, right? I want one. Where do I get one? You did that? And he's like, yeah, me and my team, sure, we developed that. So it's like cool technology, right? It's really about.
He showed us.
It's just cool stuff.
He showed us how cool technology happens and how technology actually enhances. And then we had Mariana Popescu, that's doing change and creating new things out of either a combination of both old and new. And she brought this to the architecture from the architecture field, but it showed that change is out there everywhere.
Again, it's a paradigm shift, right? You want to build a house or you want to build something and you use concrete and you use traditional materials. Well, how many different materials can there be? You got concrete, you got steel, you got wood, you got whatever. And she goes like, let's try textile. Like, what? Right? So, and then you look at those amazing, beautiful shapes she's creating. And it's the sky's limit. No, creativity is the limit. I mean, there is no limit. You can do whatever you want when you're creative. And
so the question is, what do you want to do?
Yes. What do you want to do? And just let's make it happen. And
creating.
It's beautiful. Again, it's to me all those, because it's nothing harsh. It's all flow. It's it's flowing designs about. No, it's flow shape. But it's as if the buildings or her creations were almost moving. I mean, literally, physically moving. It was all about movement, and but it's a building. It doesn't move, right? It's a structure. Anyway, so static movement? No.
She showed us the movement in some things that we definitely haven't thought of.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes.
That's sure.
Yeah.
And we had one more speaker on stage in this edition of TEDxBucharest Metamorphosis, which was Alex Dima. And I definitely liked the fact that he showed us so many cases of good that's actually happening and people that actually creating positive change that gave one of the last feelings of this edition that we can do it.
Yeah, Romania te iubesc?
Yeah. Although it's an example of what's happening mostly in Romania, but I think that what's happening mostly in Romania and in such cases, it's happening out there throughout the world. So
again, this guy, he was one of the first I spoke with. He was there the first day, and I had no idea he was a big shot. I mean, he's very well known here, right? People, you should have seen how they received him on stage. It was, people were clapping and like, woo, and everything. So I'm like, okay, he's known here. But I had no idea when I first met him.
Yeah.
And you might expect, again, that these kind of people would have a very, a very strong personality, meaning dominating, and absolutely not. This guy, again, it's not about him. It's not about him, and he is helping others in so many ways.
Yeah, his entire life so far has been
helping others in so many ways.
Yeah,
really, in so many ways, because it's not one thing. He's the full shebang. He will, and yeah.
But
it's been a roller coaster, man. It has been,
and I'm so glad that we could have
I've been all over the place emotionally, and at the end I had a breakdown. It was so overwhelming, everything. Yeah.
But last but not least, I do want to thank you from the bottom of TEDxBucharest heart.
Sure.
That you managed to champion all of them, because we just talked very briefly about so many people that one can meet probably in its lifetime, and you definitely managed to champion each and every one of them, talk to them, listen to them, speak about them, spread the word about them, spread words.
Yeah.
So the final saying from me, at least now, goes to you, thanking that you were part in this, and more than you were part of this, for your contribution to this.
Oh man, no, it was a total blast. It was fun. It was it was my it's words we say. It was my pleasure, but it was my pleasure. Really, I had so much fun. Really, it was awesome. Thank you.
Thanks as well. And really enjoyed the talk here and the recap. I think that it makes you feel like, phew, this actually happened. Yeah, so these things, these amazing things, when you say amazing is so, it became more and more common to say amazing, awesome. But these amazing things actually happened in these 2 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks a lot.